to another amazing episode of Adventures in Entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Jared. This is Captain Clay, and we're here to help you navigate the tricky waters of entrepreneurship. Today, we are talking about
great teams.
Building a great team.
And two examples of great teams.
Two examples of great teams. Clay, why don't you go ahead and give us the first example?
I want to ask you real quick.
Yeah.
Give an example that comes to your mind of a great team, sports, business you can think of.
I always think of the Patriots and Bill Belichick, not necessarily recently, but several years ago when they won the Super Bowl, and then a couple seasons after that they had the undefeated season and then lost in the playoffs. And just how he builds his team, that it's not based on I like you or I don't like you, it was strictly based on what's best for the business, or in that case the team.
So, great teams. I guess the question for you is, can you think of a great team? I'm going to give you two examples. So I think it's important that you see great teams in action. We don't just talk about teams in a generic sense. We give you specifics. So Patriots would be one. I'm going to give you two examples. Here's an example. There's a gentleman who had an unbelievable gift for writing software. Unbelievable gift. He also had an unbelievable gift for being awkward. You know what I mean? Kind of the guy that had a little stalker complex. And this guy his name was Bill Gates. So those of you who are not familiar with Bill Gates, welcome to the planet Earth. But Microsoft, okay? Bill Gates. Now, Bill Gates, what a lot of people don't know is that he knew he couldn't sell. So rather than out there trying to sell, he teamed up with a guy named Paul Allen. Now, Paul Allen was a phenomenal salesman. So the way it would go is Paul Allen would go out to businesses and out to clients and would ask them what the software had to do in order to get the deal. He'd say, so if we have some unbelievable software, but to make the perfect software for your business, what does it need to do? Because I think you're going to be impressed with what we can do. And they would tell them, well, it needs to do this, and it needs to do this, and it needs to do this. And then Paul, all of the time, would drive Bill nuts, but he would go, and that's what Microsoft can do for you. In fact, we can do, then he would go back to Brother Bill. And Bill, who can't sell, he would say, Bill, we just sold a software package that does this and this and this. And Bill says, we don't do that yet. And he's like, And then that's how Microsoft was developed. All the products that were developed as a way to fit the need of a client. So it's kind of a crazy deal, but like Steve Jobs, back in the day when the Mac was dominant, had market share, they needed an Excel program, a spreadsheet software for the Mac computer. And Paul Allen and the Dream Team promised they could do it. And they're not pumping the hype machine, and then Bill Gates had to deliver. But the thing is like there's a delicate balance, because those two argued and had things going on. But if Bill Gates didn't have the fortitude to deliver on Paul's promises, it wouldn't have happened. If Paul didn't have the delusional optimism to believe they could sell stuff out of a garage, it wouldn't happen too. And it's just that concept. But today I'm asking you, are you Paul Allen? Are you the super sales guy and you're just struggling with delivering? Are you Bill Gates? Do you have a cool product, you just can't seem to sell it? Think about that. I mean, what kind of teammate do you need? And I'm going to give you one more example, because this is a phenomenal example of teams in action. There was a guy back in the day who had a laboratory in New Jersey. You might know his name. Okay, you stumped? You're stumped, because there's a lot of people in New Jersey. Okay, but here's the deal. He actually had a laboratory, and it burned to the ground. He lost everything. I mean, everything burned to the ground, so the experiments didn't work. And actually, the irony is, he was working on a fire retardant experiment that went awry. So he's trying to make a thing that would not burn, and it ended up burning down the whole laboratory. So anyway, but to his aid that day, a guy came on site and wrote him a check for $750,000, which in today's money would be conservatively, we're talking $5-6 million.
Wow. And
the guy who wrote him the check was Henry Ford. Ford Motors, that guy, kind of a big deal, the Model T man. And the guy who burned down his factory was Thomas Edison. So think about it. Thomas Edison, our main man who invented the light bulb, the lights which we see, the video which we're on, the sound which we record, wouldn't have been possible if he didn't have a wingman to bail him out right then. The Dream Team. These guys got together and decided to work together and stick together no matter what, good or bad. They were capital partners. They were mutually beneficial relationships. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs out there, you're working on fire retardant right now, man. You've got some sick fire retardant going on. And then you just burn down your garage. And you're out of the game because you don't have a partner. You don't have a team. You don't have a team in action. You've got to have a team around you. You've got to have a support system. Otherwise, it's just emotionally too freaking tough to get through life without a team and a support team. So I'm asking you today, I'm just challenging you. Write down right now, what are you good at? And write down what you stink at, what do you need help in? And find a team that's willing to join up with you to make this possible. Paul Allen, Bill Gates wouldn't know about Microsoft without those two. Thomas Edison would have been a disgruntled inventor who probably would be homeless if it wasn't for a $750,000 bailout there from a close friend and somebody who teamed up with him. So I just want to tell you, you can't have success in a vacuum. You need a dream team.
There you have it. Clay, a quick 15-second send-off for us here. What do you have?
Well, in the book here, The 1 Minute Millionaire, they define team as this. It says, together everyone achieves miracles. And he goes on to talk about this, but Hoover Dam, kind of a modern miracle, wouldn't have been possible without a team. It's just one dude with a pickaxe going at it. Probably not going to happen. You know, NASA going to space. You know, if there's just one guy trying to tinker on some rockets, you're probably not going to get there. Pepsi probably wouldn't make a lot of carbonated beverages if it was just one dude. You know, football teams. I mean, it's unbelievable how, you know, one person can help energize a team, but you still need all 10 or all 11 positions at a time. So I just want to encourage you today, don't go it solo, baby. You've got to build a team.
So there you have it. If you have any questions or comments, you can always post it on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can always email Clay directly, clay@makeyourlifeepic.com. We'll see you next time.
Oh, yeah.